Phalanx was more than just a wall of bronze and wood. It was the first true machine of war. In ancient Greece, the Phalanx didn't just win battles, it defined them. Imagine 1,000 men moving as one, a single, unbreakable line where every shield overlap protected the man to the left. But here's the reality. The Phalanx only worked if every man did his job. If one man flinched, the wall cracked. If one man tried to be a hero and broke formation, the wall died. In leadership and in life, we face our own Phalanx every day. Your standards are your shield. Your discipline is your spear. And today, we're going to audit the gaps in your formation. Think about your current team. Think about your current operation. Is it a Phalanx or is it just a group of individuals? In coaching, we talk about the second effort. That's the moment when the first plan fails and the true character of the unit is tested. The Phalanx was designed for the second effort. It was built to absorb the initial blow and then push back with a collective force that no individual could match. But the 1% advantage isn't found in the big push. It's found in the angle of the shield. It's found in the grip on the spear. Most people miss the small details because they're looking for the glory. In the Phalanx, glory was a byproduct of discipline. If you want to lead an elite unit, you have to stop looking for the miracle play and start looking at the mechanics. You have to audit the standard before you can celebrate the win. The Greek word for this discipline was Arete. It means excellence in all things. In a Phalanx, Arete wasn't an option. It was the price of admission. If your shield was cracked, you fixed it. If your spear was dull, you sharpened it. You didn't wait for a coach to tell you. You didn't wait for a general to inspect you. You did it because the man to your left depended on it. Most modern teams suffer from a lack of Arete. They wait for the big speech to get motivated. They wait for the big game to show up. But a Phalanx doesn't wait. It exists in a state of constant readiness. Every drill, every rep, every meeting, that is where the battle is actually won. The 1% advantage isn't a gift, it's a habit. It's the second effort you give when no one is watching the film. Think about your own formation. Every leader has a weak link, and usually that link is the person who thinks they are too good for the basics. In the Phalanx, the veteran stood in the front, but the strength came from the man in the back pushing forward. If the back row didn't provide that constant pressure, the front row would eventually collapse. This is the secret of the second effort mindset. You aren't just working for your own stats. You are working to keep the man in front of you standing. When you realize that your lack of discipline actually puts your teammates at risk, the game changes. It's no longer about being the best on the field. It's about being the most reliable person in the room. Ask yourself, are you the one providing the pressure, or are you the one leaning on everyone else? When you step into the Phalanx, you are accepting extreme exposure. You are no longer hidden by the crowd or protected by the noise of the masses. You are the vanguard. The leader's audit starts here with total visibility. If you aren't willing to take the first hit, if you aren't willing to stand where the fire's hottest, then you aren't willing to lead the line. Audit your exposure. Where are you hiding? Where have you stepped back into the comfort and the safety of the middle? Elite standards require you to be the most visible, the most vulnerable, and the most unshakable. Elevate the standard. Hold the flank. The strength of the Phalanx wasn't in the bronze of the shield. It was in the trust between the men. You didn't just hold your own shield for yourself, you held half of it for the man next to you. This is the ultimate lesson in team dynamics. If you only care about your own success, your formation is weak. You are a target. But when you realize that your primary job is to protect the man to your left, you become part of something that cannot be broken. In every elite organization, the 1% advantage is built on that trust. It's knowing that when the pressure hits, your teammate isn't going to flinch. It's knowing that the standard is so high that failure isn't even a topic of conversation. True leadership is creating an environment where trust is the default, not the exception. When two armies collided, the sound of wood and metal was deafening. It was a test of endurance, not just strength. In the heat of battle, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your training. If your training was half-hearted, your Phalanx will shatter. you took shortcuts in the dark, the light of battle will expose them. The second effort isn't something you find in the middle of a crisis. It's something you build in the weight room. It's something you build in the film room. It's something you build in the boring, repetitive drills that most people skip. When the collision happens, the man with the 1% advantage isn't the fastest or the strongest. He is the one who has mastered the basics so deeply that he can execute them under extreme pressure. The battle wasn't won in the first 10 seconds. It was won in the 10th minute. It was won when the lungs were burning and the arms were heavy. In your business, in your program, and in your life, the first effort is easy. Anyone can start a project with high energy, but the second effort is where the winners are separated from the participants. The Phalanx is a test of who can hold the line the longest. It's a test of who can maintain the standard when the fatigue sets in. This is where the 1% advantage becomes a 100% advantage, because while your competition is looking for an exit, you are looking for the next inch. Elite performers don't wait for the pressure to stop. They embrace the pressure because they know it's the only thing that proves their formation is unbreakable. The Phalanx isn't just a piece of history, it's a blueprint for your future. It's the answer to the question, how do I become elite? You don't become elite by finding a secret weapon. You become elite by becoming the weapon. You become the man who refuses to let the line break. You become the leader who values the 1% advantage more than the easy path. Look at your formation today. Look at your habits, your discipline, and your team. Where's the gap? Where's the cracked shield? The second effort starts now. It starts with the decision to audit your standards and close the distance. Because when the world sees a wall of bronze, they don't see the individuals. They see the strength of the unit. The battle doesn't end when the sun goes down. It ends when the objective is met. The 1% advantage isn't something you achieve once and keep forever. It's a daily tax that you have to pay in sweat, in focus, and in the second effort. If you stop paying that tax, your phalanx starts to crumble. So what is your next move? Are you going to tighten the grip on your shield, or are you going to let it slip? Are you going to be the man your team can count on, or the one they have to carry? The choice is yours. The formation is yours. The standard is yours. Now, go out there and hold the line. This is Coach Crowley. Now go make second effort a part of your personality.